Hilary Rosen, and the former U.S. Senator from Minnesota and former Romney Foreign Policy Advisor Norm Coleman. Guys, thanks very much for coming in. The Speaker just met with reporters on the Hill. I'll play a little clip. This was his message.
Listen, hope springs eternal. The President can sit down with Harry Reid tonight and work with Senate Democrats, who have the majority in the Senate, to move a bill. It's time for them to act. I've made this clear for months now, and yet we've seen nothing.
Now, he wants them, Senator, to move legislation that passed in the last Congress. The last Congress is irrelevant right now. You need new legislation in order to pass a bill.
Well, what's not irrelevant is that in the last Congress, we had the tax increase. So now it's the spending cut time, and the President doesn't want to do the spending cut. And so we had the tax increase.
But right now, to avert this fiscal crisis that we have right now, these forced spending cuts, you need a new bill. You can't use a bill from the old Congress.
You know what, and I think Scott Walker, the Wisconsin governor, said it. Let the President come out and say, here's what we're going to cut $85 billion in spending. The bottom line, Wolf, is that the President doesn't want to cut spending. We have $16 trillion in debt. He doesn't want to cut spending. If he cuts spending, we could solve this problem.
He does want to cut spending, but he also wants some tax increases. He wants to remove some exemptions, some loopholes to get more tax revenue. And the Republicans say, we'll do that only as part of the grand bargain, including entitlement reform and tax reform. We're not doing it now.
Which the President has put on the table, a grand bargain, but the Congress does not want to do it. You know, John Boehner had originally agreed to some $800 billion in loophole closings and other things, but now the House Republicans have refused to do it. But I guess I have to say this, which is this back and forth of he said, is just about the worst thing that they could do. And I think the White House is making a mistake by trying to raise the temperature so much and you know, bringing out the Homeland Security Secretary to say, you know, terrorism efforts are going to be reduced. And, you know, John Boehner's out there saying nothing substantive, just it's all the President's fault and they started the sequester. I mean, really, there's really no reason why these guys can't try again to get together.
And they have 4 days. They're not going to reach a deal before Friday.
They're not going to get it done, Wolf. You know, we have, by the end of March, we've got a deal then with the budget again, and
they could maybe reach a deal as part of what's called a continuing resolution.
I think that's what
to keep the government open. Although some people are saying shut it down.
They could reach a deal to delay the sequester, which the President and the Democratic leadership are now calling for, and the Republicans have refused. It makes the most sense to do it. It would be the most sensible thing. I personally would love to see these defense cuts. But other people, you know, would like to see some more balance there.
Let me move on and get your thoughts. You guys are good political observers right now. The First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. We've seen a lot of her lately. Take a look at this.
There's so many different activities you can do, indoors or outside. And I hear that when Jay Leno retires, that the Tonight Show position is going to be open, and I'm thinking about putting my hat in the ring. And the Oscar goes to... A little tired. You noticed I stayed up a little bit later.
She can really do the Dougie, too. She's good.
At least it wasn't Gangnam Style. That would have been it.
Yeah,
that would have been over the line.
Is this a little bit too much overexposure? What do you think?
You know, First Lady is, you know, the most popular figure in the country right now, and I say bring it on. She's constantly promoting Let's Move. Last night, even at the Oscars, which, by the way, was the worst Oscar show ever.
You really liked it that much, huh?
I think she should be. The worst part about the First Lady out there was that she actually had to come at the end of this terrible show.
Did you watch
you know,
the
she had soldiers there with her. That was a thoughtful thing. She's constantly promoting her programs, and I think the American people like that.
Well, yeah, listen, the fact is that the President, firstly, owed Hollywood so much, Wolf, so much. You know, for her to go on, I'm sure everyone was very, very happy. I'm not going to criticize the First Lady. She's very, very popular.
She's very popular.
And I'll leave it at that.
And she can dance.
She can dance.
You know,
she can dance.
Jimmy Fallon might call it mom dancing.
You might give her some competition, but Jimmy Fallon did not.
No, she does the Dougie a lot better than I ever did the Dougie. She's good.
Right.
Hey, guys, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
I loved Shirley Bassey, by the way, doing Goldfinger last night.
And
Adele, Skyfall.
We agree, Adele is superb. It's one
and
thing
Barbara Streisand.
And Barbara Streisand.
Looked great,
There's something wrong when the music is the best part of a show about.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I love the music.
That's what they ought to do.
That was the best part. Those three things right there. All right, guys, thank you. By now, we all know the story of Argo, but what really happened, and I see an exclusive, our own Alina Cho.